I actually wonder, like, how many of you were surprised that I'm reviewing this film? Because I mean, I review a lot of different films, but I mean, I never mentioned that I was going to review Barbie. I don't know. I like to keep some surprises up my sleeve every once in a while. And in this film, the title doll is thrown into an adventure that makes her question her world and her existence. Yes, that synopsis is kind of vague. It's the best I can do without going into spoilers. I did have my eye on this one before going into it. I had my eye on it for a long time. I'm a huge fan of Margot Robbie. I enjoy Ryan Gosling and Simu Liu and some of these other cast members as well. But also, yeah, I went to go see it earlier this week with a group of friends, all guy friends, by the way. One of my friends, of which refused to watch this movie for a long time, but I guess I finally convinced him in the end. But besides that, this film was very highly anticipated by a lot of people, and I'm here to say that this film is actually really fun. Of course, the cast, phenomenal in this movie. Margot Robbie as Barbie, perfect casting, as well as Ryan Gosling as Ken. If you were to look at a list of names of people that perfectly match characters that they play in movies, these are just two more names to add to that list, especially Margot Robbie. She pulls a lot of different emotions, where she can be very fun, very likable, very feminine, portraying this doll, but also have sequences that are actually demonstrations of Margot Robbie's acting ability. Not just being able to have a pretty face, that she actually knows how to act. And then when you get to Ryan Gosling, he portrays Ken exactly how you would think portraying Ken would look like in a movie. They're a great comedic duo, especially because the film puts them in a lot of fish out of water scenarios where at a certain point they go to the real world. There's a lot of comedy, satire, meta-ism when that happens. And just the way they react to things going on is so hilarious. But of course, with all the meta-ism, with all the satire that's going on, you gotta talk about the director, Greta Gerwig. And even though she is making a satire of Barbie, making a commentary on Barbie, you can tell that she's doing it from a place of love. She clearly grew up playing with these toys, probably. The whole world she creates in Barbie Land is immaculate. Full of color, a lot of great production design. A lot of scenes in this movie play out the way you would expect it to play out if someone was playing with these toys. The mix of live action with sort of like this plastic fakeness, she makes it fit. The way that she structures scenes, the way that she writes dialogue and moments, it all feels like it coalesces together. She draws inspiration from other films as well. Obviously, 2001: A Space Odyssey. We saw that in the teaser trailer. But then there's also a dance number that feels something very similar to Grease. And I thought it was so great. Which the dance sequences, there's even some action sequences in this film. And Gerwig marvelously directed these sequences. They look so great. They are so well choreographed. With dance numbers, you gotta have some good music. And there's some original songs in this, and one especially that Ken sings. There's a level to it where it's kind of like Beefcake, just of course like a guy song, but I loved it. I loved it. It was so fun. But of course, with all that, the thing we all expected out of this film, there is some social commentary, but it has a very interesting structure to it. Throughout a lot of the film, it actually presents itself to be aimed at one target audience. And you think, okay, this movie is this. But then you get further along in the movie, it makes some other comments on other things, and then it reveals itself to aim at other target audiences. And I really appreciated that. It's something that watching Greta Gerwig's other work, I also appreciated that she's not making films that just target one specific demographic. That she can make films that seem to do that, but they can actually be for more people once you actually look at the film in depth. Though I will say at times the messaging, though it is saying something good, is a bit on the nose. course, you guys probably know this about me already. I always prefer visual storytelling. But unfortunately, there's a few lines in this film that I felt could have been deleted and replaced with a better visual. For example, there's a narrator in this film, which at times really works. It's a great actor giving this narration. But there were a lot of points where I felt like that narration was unnecessary, and all it did was stand there to make sure that everybody knew what the film was about, which is something I wish screenwriters would trust the audience more. That, combined with some of the satire in moments, it does have an effect on the emotional weight of the film, where I felt like the emotional weight of the film could have been stronger if the messaging wasn't so blunt and the movie was slightly a bit more serious. Again, the comedy is great in this film. In the end, this movie was really fun. It was a very fresh story. I was talking about that friend I finally convinced to watch this film with me. He really enjoyed this film as well. If you're sitting at home and you think this movie looks weird, doesn't really look like it's for me, I don't know, I guess just give it a try. Like, it shouldn't be for me. I've never played with Barbies, but I watched the film, and I really dug it. Not a movie that I love, though. It does have its issues. Again, some of the comedy could have been reined in a bit. At times, the film feels a bit messy, because it does have a lot of ideas floating around. But again, this film was a really good time at the movies. I'm going to give Barbie a B+. So I guess average score for Barbenheimer is a B+. I'm glad I was able to cover this iconic duo of films. But anyway, guys, if you enjoy what you see here, make sure to check out my other reviews. I have a playlist up here with all of my 2023 reviews thus far. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, comment down below. What did you think of Barbie? Did it live up to the hype? Did you not like it? Whatever you think, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.